Hello, my friend. How are you doing today? Today, I wanted to tell you about you should stop gaslighting yourself, blaming yourself for what other toxic people are doing to you. So it's just not going to get you anywhere if you think, oh, maybe I'm being too sensitive. I am a bad person. I am the toxic one. So then you are really gaslighting yourself, and that's not going to help you at all, then it's going to keep you stuck with that situation, with that relationship, with that workplace. Sometimes this happens at work where you have a toxic work environment and there's not much you can do. And if you take action at a workplace, you need to get HR involved, and then it's going to most likely damage your career at that company. So once when you find a toxic environment at your workplace, and I wrote something, I have a specific bonus chapter in my book, Good by Toxic People, where I talk about a real life example of what happened to one of my friends with a toxic environment, and that's what I'm saying is like if you find a toxic environment at your job, best thing you can do, unless there's some sort of a sexual harassment or something really pointed at you or something that's really damaging to you. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the toxic environment of the entire place or the culture of your workplace. That's what I'm talking about. And if it's within the culture of your job, then there's not a lot you're gonna be able to do. If you get HR involved, if you get your boss involved, everybody has the toxins within themselves. So first of all, it's gonna be hard for them to see it, and they may not want to change because they may be afraid of losing their jobs, right? So the best thing you can do really is to polish your resume and start thinking about going someplace else. Now, there's many situations where you may say, well, I'm about to retire and that is your prerogative, whatever. But if you can, if possible, if remotely possible, at least think about moving to a different company because that is not going to change. Now, very important, another point that I wanted to make is your gut knows. Sometimes that's the only compass that you have, and it's your gut. And if you feel it in your gut, if you feel it in your sixth sense, if you are unhappy, if things are like the atmosphere at work is not good, and this is not a 1 day thing or a 2 days thing, it's been happening for months, maybe years, well, your gut knows. You got to trust your gut. And again, unless you want to jeopardize your health, because eventually something could happen to your health. Could be, I don't know, cancer. I'm not saying that your job is the cause of cancer, but you know what I mean. And a toxic environment is a stressful environment, it's a hostile environment, and eventually you will need to pay a price for that. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to kill yourself. You don't want to get sick, right? So that's what I'm saying. That you know, call it what it is. It's a toxic environment. It's a toxic relationship. You're not going to be able to do much to change the person or the environment, and you need to peacefully leave. Forgive them, but forget them forever. Move on. Move on, because the most important thing is you and your health and your well-being first. You are number one, right? Unless you have children, minor children, you're number one, even on top of, I guess that maybe at the same level of your wife, right? Your spouse, right? But you're above everybody else, in your life. You're more important, and you need to preserve yourself. And again, the best way to preserve the body is by removing all the toxins, by consuming probiotics, by taking great vitamins, by exercising. Well, this is the same thing with people. with your relationship. Remove those toxins out of your life. You don't need them. They're crap, and they're going to kill you eventually, if you keep them for so many years. And again, if you have kids, if you have minor kids, I always talk about kids because I have three minor daughters, so not only I need to take care of myself because of me, but because of them. Imagine if something happens to me now. I'm 46, and if I die or if I get cancer or something, then what if they lose me? They're gonna grow up without a dad, and that's the same thing I recommend to you. And again, your family doesn't have to be your kids. Maybe your dog is your family, and that's fine. Take good care of yourself for your dog, because your dog is your family, because your dog is like my kids. So you are super important. You're worth it, and you're worth it. You're worth prioritizing yourself and your well-being. Okay, so I think that I covered all I wanted to cover in this video today. If you're interested on my book, Goodbye Toxic People, it's on Amazon and all the major online libraries, bookseller places, stores. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments section below, or if you have any questions or something you want to chat with me, just let me know and we'll chat. And thank you again for watching. Hope to keep helping you, and I hope to see you on my next video. See ya.